Well, I guess that's a good transition into the music then,
Yeah.
because you mentioned the Mac, Mike Robinson.
May he rest in peace.
Was he the first rapper in the Crestside?
Okay, he was the first one to make an independent record.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They were like different cats, but he was the first one to actually do it. You know what I mean? Because he was a part of Strictly Business Records, which had Rick and Renard. Rick was from Richmond. I mean, Rick was from Loafers side, excuse me, OG, and Renard was from Richmond. You know what I mean? They were the money that backed up Strictly Business Records. Khayree was the producer. You feel me? And the Mac was the rapper. The Mac was the first rapper that I saw with my eyes that let me know that dreams can come true. Because he was somebody who I saw in the neighborhood. I saw him doing his thing. He actually at the time of his death, he was in a relationship with my cousin Laria. And I remember one day, man, he had just flipped a caddy, gold Dayton's, 415s. And he came to pick me up from the 7th grade. This when he had his posters of the historic The Game is Thick cover with all the dudes on the cover. So he was actually coming to pick up my cousin, Jarika, but I was there. And this way before a Mac Mall or anything, you know what I mean? I was boy Jamal from the neighborhood. So I see him and he asked me, "You want to ride back to the turf?" And of course, I'm like, yeah. And I remember getting in his back seat and his bass just damn near finna cave my chest in. I'm like, oh my God. But I can't breathe, but I'm so happy because I'm with the Mac and I'm seeing him with his hair, with his silk on, with his cross cords, with his ballies. And I'm just like, man, I want to do that one day. You feel me? Straight up.
So he had the sauce earlier.
Oh, he was the sauce.
The sauce that we see with Mac Marl and Mac Dre.
Man, he was the sauce.
He had that.
Yes. Because the Mac was so talented. You know, he looked it older, but he was very young.
Right.
You know what I mean? He was very young and he was just talented, man. He could sing, he can rap, he could produce, he can do everything. Straight up. And we miss him. He actually, when he got killed, he was with my cousin. Yes. Case of mistaken identity.
Right, right. So he had his own like fan base and everything too. Like,
oh yes.
That's what people like. I see comments and shit sometimes of people that was really on the Mac like before he passed away, like outside of the connection with you and Mac Dre.
No,
like,
yeah, because he was touring. He was doing shows with Heavy D. He was doing shows with Will Smith.
Yeah, there's
you know
that
what I
photo
mean.
of him
Yeah,
in
he was
Fresh
like
Prince.
busting moves. You know what I mean. And it's like they had the money. This before any of us. You know what I mean. This when like Mac Dre was in the romp. You know what I mean, selling dope and bothering people and shit. The romp was always jokesters and stuff. So yeah, man, he was definitely the blueprint.
Okay, so then I guess that's a good jumping off point to the second generation, which is Mac Dre.
Yes, sir.
Just it's a trip, huh? Like he's still like an immortal figure, bro.
He the king of the Bay.
Yeah.
No matter what nobody do, he's the king of the Bay, man. Dude is a flag that we wave. You
That's
feel
crazy.
me? Mac Dre is the thing that brought everybody together. Every culture, every age, every financial group, everything, everybody came together, and that's what Dre really was about, you know what I mean? Being inclusive to everybody to get down and, you know, hey man, and have a great time.
Well, at this point in the timeline, we're talking like the late 80s Mac Dre.
Yes, Young Black Brother.
Young Black Brother, Too Hard for the Radio.
Young Black Brother. This is the first wave of Mac Dre, right? Another hero of mine, somebody who I saw with my own eyes be a romper room soldier in the car dancing with the Cuddies, to basically taking that culture that he birthed on Leonard Street and bringing it to the masses and taking the whole Crestside just music scene to another level. A lot of people don't know that before Mac Dre went to jail, he was one of the biggest rappers in the Bay Area. He was right at the break of blowing up. You know what I mean? And this dude actually, he was set up by the feds at the height of his career. And at any time, he could have, you know, he basically, I'm not going to say snitch, but he could have said, it wasn't me, I didn't have nothing to do with it. And and saved his career.
Yeah,
and millions of dollars and all that. But he stood down for his crown and what he believed in, and it cost him 5 years of his life.
Yeah, he really stood up to the feds.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. A lot of people they hold that. They hold the little, you know what I mean, the stake above your head, and a lot of cats bite. Yeah, you know, because they be selfish.
If you have a whole rap career too.
Yeah. But he knew what he signed up for.
Well, do you have a memory of when you first met him, or was he just someone you always saw?
Nah. I remember, I was hearing his music first. And I remember one day I was on Leonard Street, which was the Romper Room hangout. That was their street. You know, our street was Sawyer Street. I think the crew thing. I want to say they had a couple spots, but so I'm going to my auntie house on Leonard Street, and I see Mac Dre. I can see it right now. He had on one of those old Adidas. Because I used to get these shirts at Harpo Adidas. They was the Adidas Olympic joints. And he had some blue 505s and some Cortez Nikes on with his hat to the side. And he was bringing back a book for my cousin my cousin Susie. Because I guess they went to school together. So he was returning a book. And I was like, man, that's Mac Dre. Because Mac Dre was making them demos that was like, because I heard him before I saw him. So I'm like, man, that's Mac Dre. And, from there, I was seeing with my cuddies and everything, and we'd be around, our crews would be around, you know what I mean, from just kicking it and everything. And what really got us together is my cuddy T-Love from my crew. He said, man, you need to record Mac Maul. This is when his record came out, okay? So his record comes out, Young Black Brother becomes basically the Crest anthem. You know what I mean? That's like our national anthem, because he basically talking about everything that we was on. So T-Love asked him to record me. I go to his house to record, right? At this time, I'm at my mother's kitchen table. I'm writing them raps. And I get to the studio and I forget every single rap that I wrote. You feel me? And then I come back the next day and I actually recorded, and some of those songs actually became illegal business. Yeah. Before he went to jail. And when he went to jail, I thought my career was over.
So he had a home set up and he was doing demos, and he let you get in the lab, basically.
Yep. Basically, that's how it went down. Yeah.
Well, I'm curious of, so we're going from the Mac to Mac Dre to Mac Maul.
Yeah.
What was the process of Mac Dre getting the name and then you getting the Mac name that started with Mike Robinson?
I think... You know what I mean? I think like Dre kind of in a sense had that name, but the Mac, just the Mac code was something that came from the Crest. You know what I mean? To me, he was always just Mac Dre. So I can't really tell you the origin of how he got it, but I do know just the Mac surname or whatever is Crest. It's from the Crest.
Okay.
Me, I recorded at the Mac studio. Doing a little demo, and I started recording with Dre, and they was like, man, you Mac Maul. You know what I mean? Like that name was bestowed on me, and it was very special because I felt like I was in the same line as these dudes. I'm uplifting what we believe in and the page that we own. So it was just like, I didn't even question it. Yeah.
Wow. So that name was given to you.
Yes, sir. Chosen. Yes, sir.
Okay. Interesting.
I had a weird, I had a couple weird names. You know what I mean? Yeah. Straight up.
We all do.
We all do. Yeah. You feel me?
We are about to launch the exclusive History of the Bay Patreon. You're gonna get the first access to all podcast episodes. As soon as they get recorded and edited, they're going to the Patreon first. You're going to get weekly bonus content. I'm talking about behind the scenes and special features on Bay Area history. You can suggest guests, suggest topics, and get a guaranteed response. And there's even a feature where you get access to the studio calendar. You see which guests are scheduled and you can submit questions in advance. There's a feature where you can get a shout out in every podcast episode because I want it to be known who's really supporting, who's really helping this platform grow. There's going to be meetups in the Bay Area every 3 months for just the patrons. We're going to come together in a dope environment, chop it up, kick it. There's discounts on merch, discounts on tickets, a whole lot more. So make sure you head over to our Patreon The link is in the description, and I'll see y'all over there.
Recognize where you got the game. We got our own style, got our own slang. Northern California is a West Coast thing. This is the history of the Bay. Recognize where you got the game. We got our own style, got our own slang. Northern California is a West Coast thing. This is the history of the Bay.